Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Malcolm, and I'm back for another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving a review of Captain America: Brave New World. Let's go ahead and get into it. And before we get into the actual video, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that noti bell because I got a lot of dope videos coming and you're not gonna want to miss any of them. Now, before I even went into this movie, I had pretty high expectations. I'm not gonna say I had like Infinity War expectations, but I thought the movie would be pretty good just off the promo and the clips and the everything I had seen. I was like, okay, I think this movie is gonna be really good. And then I started seeing the reviews of all the content creators I follow saying this movie doesn't have any weight. It was this, it was bad. It like people were just hating. They were saying it was reshot to death, and there were just so many problems with the movie. And I got kind of nervous. Then I went and saw it for myself. And I don't know what they were saying. They were tripping. This was actually a very good and a very solid movie if you're not a hater. Now, granted, I am a hater, but I enjoyed this movie a lot. Here's the thing. When I bought my ticket, I was signing up to go see Captain America 4. But what I really ended up getting was The Incredible Hulk 2. And that is fine by me. I love the Hulk, and that's what I really needed. Now, if you don't enjoy the Hulk, or if you haven't seen the Incredible Hulk in a long time, I'd probably recommend you go watch that first, because a lot of the things that happened in this movie are very heavily based off of the events of the Incredible Hulk. I'm not gonna get into actual spoilers till the end of this video, but a lot of the characters, the plot, there are things that you're going to need to know from that movie in order to get this. Also, it might not hurt to go brush up on Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. Some of the events that take place in this are kind of heavily dependent on Falcon and Winter Soldier. You can enjoy this movie if you haven't seen any of that, but you're gonna be missing a lot of context, so I would say go check that out. But this was a Hulk movie that had Captain America in it. Now, for the content creators who said that this movie was bad because it had no weight or it was reshot to death and all that, some of those things are true. This movie was reshot to death. You can tell that there's voiceovers or they shot a scene over again. There are parts where it's very obvious that like Giancarlo Esposito and Anthony Mackie aren't even in the same room. It's pretty obvious if you're really looking for it. But if you're just going to have a fun time, I don't feel like that really matters. When it comes down to media and movie reviews nowadays, I feel like what needs to happen is if you're a content creator and you do reviews on stuff, maybe you should start giving two different reviews. There should be a critical review and then just your personal opinion, because it makes people think that these movies are bad when you go in and you tell people, hey, it was reshot to death, or the themes were this, or blah, blah, blah. When you do those things, people who don't understand or particularly care about critical analysis now think that this movie is bad, and it's not a bad movie. If you're just going in to have fun and see some cool Captain America action, some Hulk action, that is what this movie is for. This movie is not trying to win 50 billion Oscars. Well, maybe they are, but it's not going to. Like, this isn't meant to be a fantastic piece of art think piece. It's made to be a superhero movie, and that's what it is. And it's a really good one. If I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, honestly, I'd probably give it a solid 8. I think it's an 8. It's good. It's a good movie. I say all that to say, if you're watching this video to figure out whether you're gonna go see it or not, go see it, make your own opinion, and I'm gonna be honest with you, more than likely, you're gonna enjoy it. It's a good movie. From this point on, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, then you should probably turn this off here. All right, let's talk about the actual things that this movie did well and things that it did bad. First off, one of the things that I absolutely love, Giancarlo Esposito. Now, this is a positive and a negative. Giancarlo Esposito is the GOAT. Anytime he is in any project playing a villain, you know he is going to kill it, and he absolutely killed it as Sidewinder. My problem is, one, there wasn't enough of him, and two, Giancarlo Esposito deserves a bigger role in the MCU than Sidewinder. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't even know who Sidewinder really is. I had to Google who he was before I went into the movie, because I don't know who the fuck that is. And I feel like most of you guys don't know who it is either. And Giancarlo Esposito did such a good job, and we're just not gonna get enough of him. I feel like that's a positive and a negative in the same light. Another thing that I loved about the movie was the heavy Incredible Hulk references. Thunderbolt Ross, yes, he's been in other projects, but focusing so heavily on the things that happened back in the Incredible Hulk, even with Stern, and showing him and showing the aftermath of everything that happened with Abomination and Hulk and all those things, like this was so cool because I loved Incredible Hulk and I absolutely hate the version of Hulk that we have in the MCU now. So this kind of just reminded me of those awesome moments. Like I thought that was done. You know, I thought that whole storyline and story arc with the Hulk and all that past stuff, I didn't think it really mattered that much and it was going to be a part of the greater MCU, but it seems like they're trying to find ways to loop that back in so we might get more Hulk content, whether that's Stern or Abomination or maybe like the actual Hulk that we know and love versus Red Hulk or something like that. Just to see that MCU recognizes that we want that and they're showing us that again, I think that that was a really, really dope thing to do. And in that same line, Red Hulk was fucking awesome. We don't like Professor Hulk. The fans don't like Professor Hulk. They don't like this gummy whatever. Like he just doesn't have that thug in him, that aura that he used to have. He don't have it. So seeing this Red Hulk reminded me of how fucking awesome the Hulk could be when he was doing his Hulk claps and jumping through the air and smashing down buildings, throwing cars. That is what we want from the Hulk. So if they're not gonna give it to us with Bruce Banner, it's disappointing, but now at least we have Ross and the Red Hulk, and hopefully we can still get those moments and scenes in the MCU. And that excited me. That was probably what I liked the most out of this movie. Also, I think it's cool that they're trying to finally loop in that Celestial from Eternals and bring us Adamantium. I think that's gonna be a storyline that's gonna help us get Wolverine and the X-Men in the MCU. They just keep hinting at the X-Men in a bunch of little ways, but I need them to really lock down and show us what's good. But showing us what's actually happening with that Celestial, and that's necessary. I'm very glad that we're getting that now. As of the negatives for Captain America Brave New World, I think one of the biggest problems for a lot of people was the marketing, because the marketing showed us Red Hulk in this movie, but when you watch the movie, it's very obvious that we're supposed to watch it not knowing about Red Hulk. I think that they made the movie and then whoever was the marketing department was like, wow, people probably aren't gonna put their butts in seats for this movie because they don't care that much about Anthony Mackie as Captain America. So let's show everyone Red Hulk because that's gonna make them get in their seats. But then when you go and put your butt in the seat to go watch the movie, you're like, I don't think I'm supposed to know that Red Hulk is in this movie, because they kept teasing at it. There were moments, you know, the moment where he hits the table and things crack. It's like, for the average casual fan, I think that was supposed to be a surprise. And it just made me think throughout the entire movie. I'm just like, where's Red Hulk? When he's coming? Because that's what I came for. And I think it made a lot of people impatient because they're watching the movie like, is this when he turns into Red Hulk? Is this when he turns into Red Hulk? When is it gonna happen? We knew it wasn't gonna happen when they were in the little carrier in the ocean or whatever. But every other time we're all like, when is he gonna change? When is he gonna change? And then we finally got it and it was like, cool, but like, we kind of wanted him to be here a little bit sooner, and I don't think that's a movie problem. I think that that's a marketing problem. Also, probably the last big negative that I have for this movie is I didn't care a ton about the cast. Like, Anthony Mackie as Captain America was cool, but I do feel like all of the big things that he represented and that I wanted him there for were kind of addressed in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I wasn't super excited to see his storyline as Captain America play out. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. Joaquin, he was cool. He added a little bit of comedy, but like, once again, I'm not really crazy to see him as Falcon. There weren't the characters I didn't really care. Like the other girl who's also a widow, I didn't care about her. I think Ross did a good job. He's getting kind of old though, so I mean, how much longer are we gonna have him? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think that they could have done a better job making me care about the characters. I cared about the plot. I cared about seeing Stern. I cared about all that, but the characters themselves, I didn't really give a fuck about, if I'm being honest. But overall, I think you should go see the movie for yourself. Give your own opinion. I liked it. I would say it was probably a solid 8 out of 10. I gotta go see it another time and see if my opinion changes. But to me, This felt like a Captain America movie. It's a good movie. Don't listen to all the haters out there. It's a good movie, and you more than likely will enjoy it if you're not going into the theater just to hate. So thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all haven't done so already, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the movie, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.